A warm welcome to all of you gathered here. Thank you so much for joining the talk by Mr. Sandeep Daripalli. I'm Sanjalin. And let me first introduce Mr. Sandeep Daripalli. So he is originally from Hyderabad, now residing in Calgary, Canada. He hails from a lower middle class family, studied in a government school, graduated in computer science engineering from a newly established college of engineering based in Hyderabad. He is now a Canadian citizen, and he works in a multinational company called Hexagon as technical manager. As part of his work, he manages team in Canada, United States, and Mexico. His talk today would include the life lessons he learned from where he started and where he is at today. Thank you so for joining. And in fact, we look forward to learn and understand from you all the challenges you faced to reach where you are at right now. I request Mr. Sandeep Daripalli to take over and share his experiences with us. Thank you, sir.
My name is Sandeep Daripalli. And you may call me Sandeep. Everyone can hear me fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, good. So today I'm going to present you all about my journey from where I have started and how I started in India and where I am right now. Through my journey till now, I have faced many challenges, and I believed in only one single quote, which is anything is possible if you believe, right? The reason is if you don't believe in whatever you're doing, actually, then you're not really making full efforts in order to achieve that, right? So that's why this particular quote has a bigger role in my life to get success. So that's why I put this quote as the first line in my presentation. So let me talk about myself. Sanjalin have already introduced, but let me just give a quick overview. I'm 34 years old, and I live in Calgary, Canada. This is a very beautiful city in Canada, in a province called Alberta. This is one of the beautiful places on earth, actually, I've come across. It is very near to the mountains. In winter, actually, it becomes snowy mountains, just like, Jammu and Kashmir, right? Jammu and Kashmir ki tarah, it will be very, very, very beautiful. And at the same time, in summer, it is like a very good venue for trekking and hiking. So in case if you have any plans to come and visit Canada, then I will definitely recommend you to visit Calgary and nearby places for sure. And I'm originally from Hyderabad, India. This is one of the capital city in southern India. And I completed my Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science Engineering. This is also one of the newly established college in Hyderabad. I'm married and I have one beautiful daughter. And I'm presently working as a technical manager for North America region at a company named Hexagon, right? So this is about me, and I'll share you some of my life journey and what are the different struggles in settling in a abroad country, and how exactly you can cope up with all those situations, right? So I'll just go through all those different things. And as you know, actually, everyone's in everyone's life, actually, everyone come across different phases in their life, right? And I would like to share a few of my experiences, which have played a significant role in my life. Okay. To begin with, status. Most of us think that status plays a very important role in their life, right? And some people think that money plays major role. Others believe in hard work. But my experience says that status has no or very, very less important part in one's aspirations, right? So if you want to dream big, you don't really think your status or you're from different statuses will impact that particular aspiration, right? It never is like that. I'm born in a lower middle class family. My father's main occupation is Parohityam. He works as a priest in a temple. And I have two elder sisters. So it's always like neck to neck always every time, right? I mean, whatever earnings that we used to have, it is always lesser than our expenses. But our life still moved on, and my parents have struggled and worked hard to direct us and towards getting good health and education. And I learned a lot from them, right? How to manage with very less earnings, how to manage your finances, and how to be obedient, and how to believe in yourself when you really have nothing in your pockets, right? And I believe that as long as you have a roof under and to live under, and have family and friends who can support you in all of your phases of life, then you're really one of the richest person in the world compared to the 90% of the population. Okay, so don't think that status really plays a major role in your life. Your family status really doesn't matter. The next phase is a very important phase of my life. This is education, and many people think that having a proper education will give them a better life, right? Starting from your fifth grade, you join in coaching centers or IIT Foundation and all those things, right? But I don't think this is really true, because I studied in a government school and in a medium which is regional, in a regional language like Telugu medium. And we don't had any libraries or playgrounds or laboratories, right? And always our curriculum never finishes. At most 60% of the curriculum used to be finished, but we still stood strong and we moved forward with whatever resources we have, and gave our 100% efforts in achieving success, right? So it really doesn't matter which school or college you studied in. At the end, actually, whatever are your goals and are you working towards achieving those goals, that's the thing that matters. The next phase is my favorite slide. आप सभी के लाइफ में भी ये शायद बहुत फेवरेट स्लाइड होगा, राइट? आई मीन family and friends, they are really key part in keeping us strong, right? So just like that, actually, in everyone's life, like you have that single step or that single moment where your entire life has changed, right? So in my life, actually, there is one such person, or who think I feel like he came into my life as a god. So back in my intermediate days, like 11th grade, I used to have a friend called Vinay, and he was my childhood friend, and he's my childhood friend, and we used to roam around and play cricket and chess and all those sports, right? And he had an owner named Vasuana, and so we used to have everyday conversations about how my studies are going, and how much percentages I'm getting, and all those, what grades I'm getting. And he was really impressed, and he said, it's really good. I will support you in your life, right? To be to give you some coaching, and to join you in a coaching center kind of thing, right? So he joined me in one of the coaching center, which gives us a crash course on entrance exams for engineering. So he played a bigger role in my life, right? And this is something that happens in everyone's life, and I'm really thankful to that person who have helped me, and that has become one of the success point for me, right? And this kind of thing happens in everyone's life. There will be few moments that have changed, and my family and friends have bigger part, and during my parents' contribution towards getting good education, and friends' help towards getting the help that I needed to move forward, and my wife, who plays a majority role in all my achievements, since when I'm married, right? And just like this, actually, some people who believed in you, you have to stick to them. The next slide is a very vital part in our life, career and opportunities. And as you can see in the picture, this picture speaks a lot. And never stop trying. And there is a person who actually tried hard, but he turned back before he achieved success. But I'm not that kind of person, right? I'm one of the person who actually believes in keep trying, you know. Just to give you an example, I like since beginning of my journey, I always kept different options. Okay, like when I graduated, at that time actually I had an option to get into MTech or Master of Technology. I attempted GATE exam and then I got a good rank, and I have got admission into Hyderabad Central University. And at the same time, in the parallel, I was trying for opportunities, right, to join in good company. And this is a very good slogan, actually. Luck always follows hard work, right? I mean, you really have to do your hard work and keep different options or goals, and whichever actually you can meet at that particular point in time, that is really well and good, right? I'll tell you one of the funny story, actually. I mean, so I went for an interview with 2 copies of resume in my bag. And when I went to the venue, they said, we don't have any more opportunities here, so you can drop your resume. So I dropped my resume there. मैं सोचा कि like शायद they will just call me later, probably, I don't know. And बहुत दोस्तों को मिला था उधर, so they have given me their numbers and they said they will call me whenever there are any opportunities. तो I took their numbers. वही दूसरा resume actually मैंने लिखा था, and accidentally there is another company just beside, and they have put a drop box, and accidentally I dropped my resume in that drop box. मैंने उसको पूछा actually कि can I take this resume back? तो उसने बोला नहीं 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 नहीं, I don't have keys for it. So I said okay, that's fine. Later actually I got call from this company where I accidentally dropped my resume, and that company is called Intergraph, where I began my journey. I have been interviewed and I have got selected into that company. So kind of like Intergraph is where I began my journey, and I also met my wife there. Later, it is acquired by another company called Hexagon, and that is where I'm currently working, right? So that single accidental dropping of my resume have changed my entire life, actually. It gave me my wife as well as a beautiful life. So let me talk about traveling abroad from there, right? So after I worked for Intergraph, I traveled multiple times to USA and Germany. I was very happy with the work that I'm getting there. And later, actually, I got opportunity in Singapore. So I went to Singapore, and it was very confusing moment, right? At that time, like, should I just leave this beautiful life in India, or should I just go to Singapore and leave everyone here, right? But I took it as a challenge, and I wanted to explore and travel different places, right? So I experienced a very different life in Singapore, and then I moved on to another country called Canada. So I got another opportunity in Canada. So stepping stone for me to travel abroad and getting settled, actually, that's where it all began. And later it all settled, right? I mean, I liked the life in Canada, and I started settling in. Some of the struggles that I had with settling in abroad, right? So obviously, this particular thing everybody faces in their life when they start to move into a different country. First thing, you terribly miss your family and friends, right? So I had a very close circle in India. I have my cousins and friends, and my whole family is in India. So it was very difficult. Every time I travel to India and come back, I always feel like, did I make a mistake? Should I just go back to India, right? So I always had this problem. But after a week, actually, you settle in, and then you get used to your routine, right? At the same time, food is a very biggest problem because I'm a core vegetarian. I never ate even an egg. So kind of like it was a big challenge living with your roommates who are non-vegetarians, right? So they cook food and in the same utensils, and so that's when I decided I must use my own utensils. So I stick to be vegetarian, and that have little impact with respect to food and all after you leave your country. And freedom, right? So obviously, like, you are in your own country and you have your own freedom, but when you go to abroad, you have to learn about their situations and their cultures and their rules and regulations. Especially Singapore, they had strict rules on what you can do outside, right? You cannot do anything what you used to do in India, and there are some rules and restrictions that you must uh, obey to. Otherwise, you will be fined with huge fines, right? So you have to be very careful with that. And cultural shock, obviously, like you'll have to learn about their culture. Otherwise, you'll feel like, okay, you're an outsider always, right? And visa problems, this is very important actually. So whenever you go into a different country, you need to know their visa policies and everything. And like, for example, Singapore, if at all you don't have job, then you must leave the country. And similarly, if you don't have a work visa or something like that, a valid work visa, you cannot work anywhere in the abroad country. And permanent residence, to get permanent residence was a challenge, right? So that's the kind of like a problem. And travel back to India, this is another thing, right? I mean, it's very expensive always. You cannot really travel back always, right? But one thing actually what I learned is, if at all you want to be happy and you want to keep your connections back in India, and then you must travel back to India. Because my rule, what I had set when I'm traveling to abroad, is at least once in a year you must travel or go back to India, right? Whatever it takes, whether it takes a lot of money or maybe half of your savings, but I still travel even now. Or maybe if you have family there and you bring them here, right? So that they are not really disconnected with you. So once you settle in abroad, this is a slow and steady process, obviously, right? You have to make sure that you understand exactly what you need to do in order to settle in a different place, right? And I like adventurous life. So I like traveling, and that's the biggest thing actually which brought me into this country, right? I have traveled across Singapore, Europe, and US and Canada. So I like traveling. So it keeps you adventurous. It'll bring an adventure to your life, right? So exploring new places and all those things. And work-life balance is a very important thing, because we work very hard in India. In Canada, we work, and sometimes actually back in India, I used to work till late nights, right? But in Canada or in abroad, so as I was saying, okay, let's go back to once you're settled in abroad, right? So it's a slow and steady process, and you have to understand the culture in the country where you want to get settled in. And you have to understand what are the situations, what are the political, even sometimes actually you need to understand what are the political situations as well, right? So you are adhering to those things. And as I said, like, I like to be adventurous, so I like traveling, and so I want to explore new places. So that I have actually is the main important thing which brought me into different countries, right? So I can explore different places. And work-life balance, what I was saying about this earlier is, back in India, I used to work very hard, and like almost till midnights actually I used to work. And sometimes actually you don't really talk to your family even during the weekdays, right? And that particular thing have changed once after I started working in an abroad country. Because after I settled in Canada, I learned that work-life balance is very, very important in everyone's life. right? So you have you have to work hard, but at the same time, actually, personal life is a very, very important part as well, and you need to give the equal priority, right? So people will really respect that particular thing, right? Whoever is really keeping their work-life balance active. And making new bondings. So once you're settled in an abroad country, it is very important to meet different people, and making new connections, and at the same time, actually, you need to learn exactly how to be active with respect to your social life, right? And I'm like one of a kind of a person who likes meeting new people and meeting new or making new friends, right? So I used to participate in a lot of Indian cultural events and meet new people, and uh, making great connections, and exploring new cultures. So obviously you're in a different country and they have their own culture, and you need to learn about it and then act accordingly, right? So they have their own traditions, and those traditions you need to respect equally, just as how you're respecting your own traditions. Okay. And spreading Indian culture, this is one thing that I never stopped even after I traveled abroad, right? So wherever you are in the whole wide world, you are still an Indian, right? So even after I traveled to Singapore, I used to be an active member of different cultural organizations. After coming to Canada, I started volunteering in Indian voluntary organizations like temples, or even the associations of different different states, right? So the and whatever festivals that we have, or whatever culture that we used to have, that particular thing should never stop, even though you are in a foreign country, right? So I believe in that very strongly, and I keep on doing the same thing even though I'm in Canada. And I believe in one world, right? I mean, wherever you are, you still think that this is one single world, and you have to spread happiness, or you have to do your part in order to make your life as well as everyone's life happy, right? So that's what I believe in most of the times in my life. So with that, actually, I end this presentation. And as I said, like since beginning, there is nothing called status which really causes impact in your life, and good education is really required. But at the same time, actually, your hard work pays more. Hard work brings you more success than anything else, right? And stick to your family and friends who really helped you throughout your life to achieve to be in this particular stage. And never be afraid of traveling, or never don't chase after don't spend a lot of money in going to abroad or anything, because it's really not required. I never actually wanted to go abroad at the beginning, right? It came to me, and that took me into this particular stage. So opportunities will come to you in your life for sure. You just have to be ready for that opportunity, and that's what I believe in most of the times. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Adore India, for this opportunity, and Sanjalin for reaching out to me.
Thank you, sir. It was a very inspiring talk, actually. It was not talk, it was a lot of lessons, starting with what matters, what does not matter. And I would say that it is a step by step guide that we should follow if we think of moving to a new country. It was very good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So we're open for questions now. Uh, any question? If you have any questions, you can ask.
That's a nice presentation, Sandeep.
Thank you so much.
I'm a little curious here, sir. How did you move to a new country? Is it because of the resume? Because your resume got selected by the company, or did you do it? Did you try something else?
Yeah, so that's a good question actually. As I said, like I'm working still for the same company that I begin with, right? And so when I was working for that company in India, one of my friend who have been working with this company in Singapore, and they had a requirement for my knowledge area, right? So where I was strong in. So what they did actually, they called me and they said, okay, we have an opportunity in Singapore, and will you be interested to move? Right? I did not apply to any foreign country. First of all, I did not even drop my resume, or I did not put my resume in online portals. So the hard work, whatever you have, right, that really pays off. As I said, uh, like I really did huge efforts while I was working in India, and that have brought me this opportunity from Singapore. And they called me and they interviewed me. They said, you're the one who we need. Will you be okay to travel to Singapore and work here? And I said, yes, I think I would like to take this opportunity and move to a country. And after working in Singapore, obviously the same connections, right? What you have, and that will still bring you, and the same hard work that you do, that will bring you new opportunities again. When I was in Singapore, I've been contacted by one of a manager in US, and they asked me in case if I'm interested in working for a US for the US organization, right? The same company but US organization. I said yes, for sure. And later, actually, due to like a H1B and all those things, and settling in US is really tough compared to Canada, right? So they have moved my file to Canada, so that's how I came to Canada as well. So again, like opportunities, they come in your life, whether you really have tried for it or not, but your hard work definitely brings all those opportunities that you need.
Uh, I have another question, sir. So right now,
Okay.
if I'm not wrong, most people are thinking about migrating to Canada, or probably even applying to jobs that offer them permanent residency. So
Yeah.
what is a percentage of success with that?
So I have learned two different things in this particular process, right? So some people really spend huge money in this whole PR processing, right? And some people actually they have done it all by themselves, right? So I would advise not to pay like a huge money for processing and all those things, because the reason why I say this is even the government of Canada, actually, they say that, I mean, you don't need to pay huge fees in order to get the permanent residency in Canada. You just have to apply it through our website. And in case if you want to hire any immigration consultant, then you need to use one of our immigration consultant kind of thing, right? Regarding job opportunities, once after you become permanent resident, it will be huge. But I would say like opportunities in Canada are like in this situation it is okay, but situation is going to improve. Economic situation due to COVID-19, it's really bad, right? But moving forward, actually, it will become like a huge opportunity for people who wants to travel to Canada.
So we have Priyanka, who has mentioned that the presentation was a lot of information. So
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Krishna Teja. Okay, Krishna Teja, I have a question. Please go ahead and ask.
No, sorry, that was my mistake. I raised my hand. Yeah.
Okay. And another issue that I do talk to a lot of people, and another issue being a country like India where we do not focus a lot on English, and we focus a lot on regional languages. How important is English when you have to go to another country? Is it, uh, yeah.
Yeah, it is important, I would say, because in a different country, actually, they speak different language, right? And Canada has two official languages, English as well as French. um, English is the most widely used language, right? So if you it is important for somebody who wants to pursue their career in abroad. They I think it is better for them to learn English. Accents doesn't matter, right? I mean, see, English is English anywhere, right? And every country has different accents. So if you just know how to talk in English and how to write in English, that's the most important thing. You don't need to be carrying that accent, whatever people in abroad used to carry, right? So but the other thing that I wanted to say is, if at all somebody who is in their own regional place, right? And like, for example, I came from I came from a government school. I told you, right? I was my school actually is a government school, and I had my whole education till 10th grade in regional language, right? So it's not pretty hard actually to learn English as well. So the, I just again I say, like, you just have to keep working on it.
That would have been my next question. You said you studied in a government school, and then how did you learn all that English to go to another country where it's spoken the majority? But you answered that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So my school name is Jyoti Bala Mandir, and it's a Telugu medium school. And but at the same time, actually, you have all the different languages in your subjects, right? I mean, you have Telugu, Hindi, and English. And as like you just need to study, right? I mean, obviously, to get good marks, you will study English as well. And I didn't have any issue with English, even though I am studying in a Telugu medium school. It's just another language, actually, right? And you just have to learn it. But over the period of time, like after my school is complete, I took a decision to take a English medium intermediate education. So in the intermediate, actually, you still can carry forward the same medium, the Telugu medium, but I chose to take English medium as my course. So that have changed a little in my life, because after I took the English medium, it was not a struggle, to be frank with you, because whatever I learned in school, that was more than enough actually to get the whatever needed things for intermediate in English medium. So even now, actually, I feel that people who are studying in their regional language medium schools, they should not have any trouble taking up English medium courses.
Any more questions?
Mm-hmm.
So, is there any specific advice you would like to give us?
Yeah, I mean, I told already, right? I mean, the only advice that I would say is, don't just stop believing in yourself, right? I mean, you just have to believe in yourself, and that will definitely bring you success. And I believed in myself, and that's why I'm in this position right now. And I believe in everyone's life, actually, there will be a moment that have changed their life, right? And that moment that moment happens only if you believe, right? So yeah, just don't stop keeping your goals, and aspire big and dream big.
Thank you so much, sir. We do not have any questions. and so I think I will deliver the thanking note. So the presentation you made was very clear. Starting off with where you started off, you said you're from a very you're from a lower middle class, and how did you come up to this level? And all the intermediate steps that comes in, what are the do's and don'ts, and what are difficult and the easy steps? What are the steps that we should focus on? So it was a lot of information. In fact, I would suggest that there should be a step-by-step guide for anyone who is dreaming of going abroad to settle off for work. So I found it very useful. And yes, I also believe in the fact that the luck comes. I mean, I would always say luck and blessing comes together, and also opportunity. So I would rather say that we should never wait for opportunity. Whenever it comes, just grab it. So that's something I've always believed in, and you've also conveyed that through the presentation. Thank you so much, sir, and we're very grateful that you have spoken to all the members here, and I'm very sure all of them would have found it very useful. And yes, sir, we would get back to you if we have any questions. And most
Thank you so much.
importantly, you clarified my question on the PR, permanent residency issues, and I mean not issues exactly, the concept of PR in Canada. Because everyone, in fact, my parents also say that, oh, it's time you have to apply PR to go to Canada and then just settle down there. Everyone says it. I keep hearing it from people around. And yeah, you cleared it for me, so thank you so much as well. And so, on
Thank you.
behalf of all the members present here in Adore India, once again, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And everyone, just I wish you best of luck in your goals and aspirations.